I was looking over the last video and I don't know what the fuck I was talking about. I get into these videos and I just go on rants. Sometimes I'm funny, sometimes I'm serious. I don't know. And that was a this is it's been a while since I saw it, so I haven't put it out, but it's going up. Enjoy.
What's up? How we doing? Um, Start by saying if you're on drugs or you know anybody that's on drugs, don't be afraid to go get help, and don't be afraid to reach out to somebody that you can relate to or can talk to. I'm one of them people. So if anybody needs someone to talk to about drugs or just have a conversation, if you're not in the right mental state of mind, I would love to talk. So give me a call. Um, I just wanted to basically get out today. The reason why I even do this is not really for anybody else besides myself. So this is even fun uh, to give my opinion on because I do have an opinion, and I know a lot of people do have opinions and are afraid to share them. So I'm not afraid to share mine a lot of the time, and I'll do it in person. But when it comes down to me looking back at what I said, it's like I shouldn't have said that. So a lot more often now, I'm thinking before I say something. So sorry about that. I'm thinking before I say something, so it just gives me a better perspective of who I want to be when I make these videos. When I go back and look at them, I'm just thinking about, oh, I shouldn't have said that, or maybe I shouldn't say this, and that's just me growing up because I'm still growing up. I'm only 24, and a lot of people that I watch that do these things, they're older, and so their opinion. I'm not saying it's a little more strong or down to the point or to what they want to say, or they just don't care. But I'm still learning what I do care and don't care about to say. So whenever it comes out to me saying a lot of bad words, or I look back and I'm cussing every other word or something like that, I just have to recognize that that's not the way I want to portray myself as to other people, such as like my kids. And when my kids look at that was my dad, like I don't want them to be like, oh, dad was like that. So yeah, man, I got an opinion and I'm not afraid to share it, and it's cool to be able to recognize that I love myself and I want to make myself a better person. Um, I just wanted to start off by saying my kids are not potty trained yet, so that's I'm doing very bad on that one. I don't know, it's kind of out of my control. He just poops in his under. I don't know. What am I doing? Ugh. Okay, forget that. I just wanted to get off my chest about how people see people as idols. Um, I don't really see anybody. I have idols like people that I would like to meet or get to talk to one day, and I really see that I would be able to talk to whoever I want to talk to if I can get to that point in time or in life that they're still alive and I'm alive and they're still able to have a conversation, and I'm at that point of life to where I can give them something that they want to listen to. Because you're not just talking to somebody, or you're not gonna meet with somebody if you have nothing to give them. So if you have nothing to give them, they have nothing to give you. They have everything to give you. You have nothing to give them. Why are they talking to you? So that's why I try to learn a lot more and just teach myself about life. Because if you don't learn, you don't teach yourself things, people ain't gonna try to teach you, and people ain't gonna try to help you if you don't help yourself. So I've been helping myself, and I don't see people as idols. I don't see people as more than me. Um, I see them as they have done more for themselves, but as in like, oh, that guy, dang, like, oh, I wish I can be like him. I don't feel like I compare myself to others because I have a quote on my fridge that says, "Comparison is death to joy," or something like that. I think it says, "Comparison is the death to all happiness." And that's just something I always tell myself because I don't want to compare myself to anybody else. Because I used to always try to be like, oh, how old am I? I'm 18. Let's see another kid who's 18 and how good he's doing. And oh, man, he's doing good and I'm not doing good. And he's doing a lot better than me. And I could be doing just as good as him. And a lot of that really has nothing to do with life. It's more of where you came from, how you were raised, the route you've been on, the route you've been taking, and like some of it's family, like where your parents grew up, where you land. That's just where you end up. You know, I ended up on a border town, moved around a lot. Um, Other people probably have their own road and I don't know what you'd call that, their own path that they've traveled. And so when it comes down to seeing somebody as, oh, they're doing better than me, but we're the same age, I say, well, they're doing good. Blessings to them, you know, like by all means, I want to see everybody do good. And I hate to see people do bad. It hurts me, especially now that I'm getting older. It hurts me to see somebody walking down the road. The other day, we went down to the Winco, and there was this one kid and his dad out there asking for a sign. I don't know what they were asking for, and I was like, I don't know what to do. I want to give them money, and then I didn't. I didn't. I wanted to. My girlfriend told me not to. Not because she's a bad person. You see, those are things that kind of whatever. It doesn't matter. Um, and then a little while later, we went, did what we were doing, and then we came back and we're driving back, and I seen the little boy and his dad walking back, and I started crying, man. And I didn't start like ooh, bawling out loud. I just thought it was sad to see this little boy and his dad out there, and I want to give him money, and I don't have the most money in the world, so I just want to have help everybody. You know, it just makes me feel bad to have to see somebody go through that, and I don't think anybody should have to go through that. And I don't believe that. I don't know what that man was going through or what was going on, but whatever was going on, I don't believe that anybody should have to work, uh, put themselves out on a corner like that and have to put a sign up and ask for a couple of dollars for any sort of reason. I think that I don't know. I just am big hearted and I felt bad for him. So when I see somebody like that, I don't see him any less than me. I see him just as like I say that could be me one day. So I want to give him a dollar. I want to give him a couple bucks or whatever I have in my pocket or the change in the middle console or whatever because of the fact that I'm like that could be me or that could have been me. Uh, that could be me one day in the future. I mean, not saying I'm doing bad or anybody, I'm going to end up there, but I mean, I can just relate. And so when it comes down to seeing these people, it hurts me. And I see the little boy and then they're walking home and he has no idea, right? He's just walking along enjoying himself because he's with his dad, let's say. And, and his dad's just out there just trying to make a buck. And let's say his dad's a felon or his dad's, just lost his job and so he just lost his house and or let's say he's a felon so he can't get a job because nobody wants to hire him and he's out looking for a job every day. He goes from he just came from looking for the job and now he's out there in the corner just to find get a couple bucks so he can go home and feed the family because he has no money to feed them because he has to pay for probation and he has to pay for the court fees and he has to pay for let's say you got a lawyer he has to pay for the lawyer fees and so those have to be paid. It doesn't have to. It's not about the your this is a good saying. It's your ability to pay has nothing to do with your obligation to pay. And that one, well, the first time I heard that, it was just like a mind blowing thing because it's true, and they don't. It doesn't matter to the system. So these people, they end up in a situation to where they have to be out there, and I feel for them because it's not about what they want to do, it's what they have to do to make money. And I see that guy as a brother of mine, as somebody that I can just, hey man, what's going on? I would like instead of giving him a dollar, I'd rather sit there for an hour and talk to him to see how he ended up there. I would really truly rather do that. But does that make me crazy? Does that make me weird? Um to some people it does. That's okay. I don't care. It's not what I'm here for. I'm here just to say that this is how everybody feels, and I guarantee you, I'm not the only one that feels that way when we pass by somebody. Because I do care, and I do. Sometimes I have to just act like I don't see them when I do, and I would love to sit down and talk to them or give them a dollar. But I'm just as broke as you, homie. I bet you got more money water in in that water cash that you got right there sitting down than I do in my bank. You know what I'm saying? Because some people they don't have like they're and then some of those people that are in the corner, they're doing good. They ain't tripping. They got, you hear about them scandals that people are out there in the corners and they can get up, they get out the wheelchair, they get in their van, they pop the wheelchair in the van, they take off to their little house and they're doing fine. There's also them people. So then you catch me crying over that. I mean, but we're all literally just trying to make it, is what I know. So when I see somebody that sees somebody as an idol, it's like I don't see anybody as idols. I see them as people who are doing well and they did good for themselves. And whether they did it themselves or the person that their parents helped them or their people helped them, then by all means, that's what you got and you were blessed. And if you do that for yourself and your family, that's where the blessing started. So somebody started that blessing, whether it was the very first person or the last one. But we are in America, so you could have ended up just with it because your family was white. Um, has nothing to do with race though. But at the end of the day, I don't see anybody higher. So when it comes down to jobs, especially in jobs, you go look for a job and they see you as who you are. You're barely brand new in the job. Let's say you got experiences doing a bunch of things in the past. It doesn't really matter because you're brand new to this job, and you can tell you can contribute to this job, and so you start talking with a manager like a manager, but you're not a manager. You just started this job. But then you recognize there's things that can be fixed. Are they going to take your advice as an employee? Are they going to take your advice as a manager? Are they going to take it like if you were a supervisor? What are they going to see you as? They're going to see you as the bottom of the barrel because that's what your job classification is. That's what you're classified as. You are an employee. You're nothing higher. You're just getting paid minimum wage. I'll be right back. You're gonna get paid minimum wage. They're gonna pay you minimum wage. That's your label, and that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna give you minimum wage respect, and that's crazy. I don't think that should be the way that anybody's seen. I think everybody's not irreplaceable because everybody like brings value. I watched the movie Shark Tale today with my kids, and he's talking about he wants to be up there with the big fish or the and up there in the top reef, and at the end he just ends up going back to where he started, such as he's back to where his dad was the owner at the car wash, the whale wash, where it's the whale of a wash and the price is oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't know where I was going with that, but yeah, man, it's just crazy. It's just I don't know. It's just crazy that people see others as I don't know. I just think that it's different when you care about other people and other people don't care about other people. Other people don't care about themselves. And I just started caring about myself. And so I don't want to be one of them people that tries to figure it out later on when it's too late. And there's no going back. And I feel like I have plenty of time to figure that out, and I'm doing it now so that when I get older, I can enjoy my years instead of trying to say like, oh yeah, man, and I don't know, man. I get what you're saying, but I couldn't tell you, man. Let me figure it out. No, I'm gonna be like, I'm figuring it out now. I get what you're saying. I've talked about it back when I was 24 to myself, and now I can really understand where you're coming from, and I have this opinion, and it's mine, and you can have yours, and I can go off of yours, and I can feed off of yours, and live my own life still. It's a trip, but I don't see anybody as any. When I go into a job, I treat the manager just as good as I treat the my co-employer or whatever. I treat them the exact same. Yes, sir, no, sir, to everybody. And people take advantage of that, especially people who don't really get it or never really had it. They just see that as like, oh yeah, I got this boy. Like he. I don't know. Respect is a crazy thing. Respect. People have a different sense of respect, and people's perspective and the way that they handle situations goes off of respect. So for me, the way I answer you when you say something is yes, sir, yes, ma'am, no, sir, no, ma'am. No matter your age, no matter, doesn't really matter. I just say that just because you can be 17 or 18, but like yes, sir, no, sir. You know, it doesn't matter. Not about the age. It's about respect. And then you get some guy that's a nerd. I mean, what's the label of a nerd? Okay, I'm sorry to call you a nerd, but let's say you get some guy who's never gotten called sir, and you can tell that he's a Cheeto fingers. He's always um, dipping his hands into Cheetos, and he's playing video games and lives at home with his mom in the basement. And that's the guy that you tell him yes sir once or twice, and now he's like, yeah, I'm sir. So now he gets all confident, thinks he can talk to you a certain way and treat you a certain way, and that guy can be your manager. And that's just the way that life goes because he's had the same job since he started working at GameStop when he was 17, and now he's 37, still working at GameStop, but now he's the manager. So you just have to deal with that as a person. And so, do you want to be that GameStop employee? I know I don't. So if I can go ahead and find my way and figure out what's for me instead of being a GameStop employee, such as being a barber, or I'm trying to go on. Next thing is try to be a pilot. I mean, there's other things out there to do other than working at a GameStop or at a restaurant, because that's what restaurant managers are. That's one of the biggest things, huge things in my life has been that. Woo, I can get this off my chest now. I don't even care. This is 15. How many minutes in? 15 minutes in, don't even matter. If you're in this deep, you can be in this deep. I used to work at Texas Roadhouse. So shout out to Texas Roadhouse right off the back. um, and so Texas Roadhouse is a place where you go and you can get your job and you get 3 tables. They have it very, very organized, very set out to be like, "Ooh, this is what you get. We know this is manageable. Excuse me, this is manageable, so this is what you're gonna get. We're gonna give this to you, and we have a set of rules to when you go to your table, you have to say you have to do like a routine, basically, like, hey, how you doing? Welcome to Texas Roadhouse. Would you like to start with you have to name one of the appetizers with boo boo boo, and would you like one of our roadies, a fucking drink, some drink, um, they make you say that, and then okay, those are 2 things you have to recite as soon as you go to the tables. If you're a server, you have to go and you recite that. How you doing today? Super fake, dude. Super fake. First off, so if you ever go to Texas Roadhouse, that's why those people can't be themselves, because you have to be fake. You can't even just go and be. Anyways, you have to go. You recite the little line. Next thing you go, they have to say, you want an appetizer? Do you want a drink? And then they go get them, bring them back, or whatever. And then they ask you about your meat. Then they repeat to you. This is one of the things that people have issues with. So you'd be like, I want it medium. And they say, okay, you want it. So they're instructed as employees to say, oh, warm red center or whatever the fuck. Or they'd be like, pink middle, warm pink middle. And then you repeat, then you say, yeah, that's cool. And then so they have to repeat it again after they already asked you warm pink middle, and you say, how would you like it? Rare, medium rare, well done, medium well, whatever. And they say, oh well. And they say, okay, you want a warm pink middle? And they say, yes, well. And they say, okay, warm pink middle. And they say, yeah. So then you got them thinking like, yeah, is that what I want? Like, I thought that's what I wanted, but now I don't know if that's what I want, because that doesn't sound like the way I thought it was sounding. And so now you got to show them a picture, and if you don't do that as an employee, as an employee at the restaurant, you get in trouble, and they'll knock you down from those 3 tables. That's manageable. That's super easy to do. They'll knock you down from 3 tables down to 2 tables, which is even easier. It's ridiculous. 2 tables. It's crazy how easy 2 tables is to take care of. Let's say each table has 2 people. That's 4 people you have to manage, and they're going to be there for an hour. How much money are you making in that hour? It's ridiculous.
These people are crazy the way they run this. And that's all because, and they'll take away that table because you didn't recite their little lineup. You didn't say, "Welcome to Texas Roadhouse. Did you like an appetizer? Would you like our Texas Roadhouse drink margarita?" And we didn't repeat. You didn't repeat the temperature of the meat. Like, those are the reasons why they'll not give you less. Like, you'll make less money if you don't recite their lines. Like, that makes no sense. You can't go up to the table. You can't like go up to the table and like kneel down and be like, "How y'all doing today?" You can't get personal with them. You have to recite. It's crazy the way that these businesses work, and it's all because they know how to make money. So if you go in there with the personality, there's no way that they're gonna make money with your personality or whatever. I don't know how they think. Maybe I'm just being negative. Matter of fact, let me take a deep breath. Hey, but don't get me wrong. I love Texas Roadhouse. Who doesn't love Texas Roadhouse? I appreciate them giving me a job when I got out here. That was cool. Um, it wasn't even open. I went out there, knocked on the door. Manager came out. He said, "We're not open." I said, "I'm looking for a job." He said, "Come in, talk to me." It was cold outside. I walked in there. Anyway, it don't even matter. I got a job. Ended up doing my thing. Learned that businesses goes this way, and just see. I'm not the best employee. I'm late sometimes. I like to argue. I have an opinion. I'll tell you how it is, especially if you're rude. I'm like, "Damn, why you so mean? Why you so mad?" All right, damn. They don't help me. Couple of oohs, and you end up fired. Ooh. You out. I said, "It's all right. Someone else told me to go with them." Boop, boop, boop. But yeah, man, I don't know. I just think that business is crazy because of the fact that when you're replaceable, you are replaceable. So you have to make yourself irreplaceable in this life. Because people like those companies, such as Texas Roadhouse, Walmart's, um, they see you as replaceable. You're just a minimum wage employee. You have nothing to do with anything. You don't matter. You're nothing. They can get rid of you. They can replace you. You're nothing to these type of people. These type of people have no care about where you're at in life. If you have kids, it doesn't matter. If you have anything, I didn't have kids at the time, but I'm saying, like, if you have kids, it doesn't matter. If you I don't know where I was going. I'm just venting, and it's okay. I don't care. It doesn't matter. I have to go anywhere with it. I can just tell you because there's probably things if you never worked there you didn't know, and now you do. So the people that the people that serving you at any Texas Roadhouse that you ever go to, they only have 3 tables. So tip them well. They have 3 tables. And maybe one of them is a party. But then they have to tip out to the bartender. They have to tip out to the people who are making the food. They got to tip out to the host. Let's say they got to give 5%. You only gave them $5. It's automatic that tip comes out. So that's 5% of that $5 gonna get out, and they gotta distribute it between them. You get 3% here, or 2% there, 1% there, or whatever, however it goes. Now you end up with $2 for that hour that you took care of those people, and you had to, first of all, you had to be nice and recite all those things because you want to have 3 tables. So you guaranteed to be nice and recite those things. So your service is not really like, that's not the bad thing. Maybe you messed up on something. That could be the issue why you got a tip go down or something like that. I couldn't tell you. I don't even care. It doesn't even matter. I just think it's crazy the way that business works, that you're replaceable and people would do such things like that instead of just being humane about it and be like, "What happened? Oh, okay, that's cool. Don't worry about it. No, we'll get it taken care of. We'll comp it off of the ticket or whatever." This is just restaurant bullshit. Look what I'm talking about. I'm talking about restaurant bullshit. That's what I've been through. And I didn't want to go through it anymore. That's why I went to school to be a barber. And that is what it is. But let's see. Something else that we can talk about is how business owners run businesses. Like if you work for a company that it's only 5 people in the company. Let's say there's 5 people in the company, and it's the owner, the one who made the business, who decided to make something from nothing. So they decided, I'm gonna start selling, I don't know, tacos. He said, I'm gonna start selling tacos. So he starts selling tacos. Let's go $10 for a taco plate. I don't know. So now you're making $10 for that taco plate. You decide you start making a lot of taco. You start selling a lot of taco plates. Boom, boom, boom. You're still selling each one for $10. But now it's too much to handle, so you get another employee. Boom. I'm gonna give you $2 to help me. You, I mean, $2 is better than no bucks. All right, for sure. $2 a plate? Yeah, $2 a plate. Okay, boom, 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 boom. They start making more money. Now she got to get. Now I mean, now you start business starts booming, get a little bigger. She said, "Okay, I'm gonna get somebody else to help us because we got more plates coming in." All right. So now she's like, "But I'm gonna pay you 150. I'm gonna give the other guy 152. 150 and 150. So you're both making 150 now. I'm sorry, it's not. It's not because you're doing bad. It's just because business is growing. So I need that to grow too." What do you mean? I got more employees. I have to pay other people too. Okay, okay, okay. That's not the way that it works. Let me go ahead and change that. I'm going to go from doing 150, 150. Everybody gets, business is going up. Everybody gets $3 now. Goes from 10, she's making 10 for the plate. Now everybody's making 3 per plate. So she's losing money, she thinks, because she had to hire somebody else. At the end of the day, she's making more money, but she has to hire somebody else, so she thinks she's losing more money. But she's paying you the least that she can pay you. She's like she has to pay you that little bit, so that's what she's paying you. When it comes down to it, she's making more money. You're making nothing, and she keeps making because she's still making more and more and more and more. You're staying exactly where you're at, and she's making more and more and more, getting more people. So just to like hand off a couple more bucks, a couple just here and there, just as much as the least that she has to. And then you try to say, hey, you know that the next year, you know that you're going to get somebody else that's going to come. You say, I've been here since the jump. How about, I know you started this, but how about I get $4, they get 2, you get 10. She says, I can't do that because you're no better than them. What do you mean? I started with you at the very beginning. I know way more than them. I'm the reason you brought me in the first place because of the reason that you needed help. And now you're telling me that like I'm just as better than that's replaceable because you're not the one who made it. You're not the very first one who got the product. You're not the one. They brought you in so you can get replaced because they brought you in. So you have to be the one to be the one. And then when you are the one, you show the other ones that you bring in to be the one. You don't show them like, oh, you keep them there. Like, no, I can't. We'll see what I teach you. We'll see. I don't really want to show you how to run this. I don't want to show you what to do that. Even though you need to learn it, you'll eventually learn it. You're gonna have to learn it just to do this job. But I don't want you to grow too quick. So I'm just gonna ease into it, and we'll pay you as it goes, instead of just showing you the ropes and you can start your own and just you go do your own thing. Nobody wants to do that now. Nobody does that. Nobody does. And a good company would do that. A good company will show you the ropes and tell you to go do your own thing. A good school would do that. A good school won't try to go and tell you to like get into a shop or get into somebody else. A good school will tell you to get there, to learn, and then to jump into your own your own situation. To start somewhere, of course, but to eventually lead into your own spot. But a lot of places they want to just see that you'll stay. They don't care how hard you work. They care that you stay. They want to see, okay, if you stay here for 2 years, then we'll give you a raise. Then we'll start talking about something. But if it doesn't matter. Your 2 or 3 months does not matter. How hard you work does not matter. How much time you put in matters. That's crazy to me. And that's just life. Unless you become a rapper or some shit, then you can just I don't know, do what they do. until then, now you're just trying to get by with job to job and dealing with employees and people that have been there either for however long, so they're miserable, and they're pissed off all day, and now you got to come in with a hot, fresh new attitude and deal with that angry person, bitter. People act fake, act like everything's good, and then go home and really say their opinion and about other people. And like, let's say if it's about a co-employee or something like that, like, oh man, they're such piece of shits or something. It's like you act like you love them the whole time you're around them. You're acting like, oh yeah, buddy, buddy. That's why you're so fake. Life is weird, man. I have never been able to be fake. I'm a horrible actor when it comes down to telling somebody how I feel. Hey, but I am looking for an agent. I would love to be an actor in Hollywood, and I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get it off of this thing right here. So I know that we can do it. So let's get to it. Where are we going? I'll be the monkey on Dora, baby. I can be the voice. Um, I just wanted to put that energy out there. I do need an agent. I need somebody to book me some shows or some shit. Find me something. Find me it. Cause I'm out. Cause we out here. Yeah, we out here. But no, that's what I want to. I would love to be able to own my own business and help people grow there. Such as a barber. Barbering is cool. I think barbering is super cool because I think you can teach it, and once you learn it, you can never take it away from somebody. So if anybody's interested in learning something at a young age, if that's one thing I could also say for my kids is find something that you want to do instead of being cool or considered or like peaking in high school because a lot of people peak in high school. They go to high school and they think that's the time to shine. It's like crazy the way that people think and the way that life kind of works out depending who you are and who your parents are and the way you're raised. Because I just want to teach my kids that when I was in high school, I didn't care about anything besides kind of drugs, man. I was into drugs. I was doing drugs. I was selling drugs. Drugs. I would talk like that too. What's up, man? Hey, no, I'm just chilling. But man, I was dumb. So I got into different things. So then it comes down to yeah, I wanted to be cool. I didn't care about sports. I cared about looking cool to other people, about portraying an image of something I wasn't. That was one of the things I really wanted to say is that I was never it was so hard to try to fit in with the group of people that I was in because I didn't fit in with them. I was always trying to figure out who I was, so I would hang around with these people like football players, and I would go to the parties and hang out with them, and I was them and I was one of them. But when it came down to it, I knew something was wrong, and it was because I wasn't that. I was trying to be that person. I was trying, and I was lost and doing drugs, and then I was kind of starting by myself. Nobody made me do it, but went down a route of trying to be who I wasn't, and I could tell, and I could tell now that I look back at it dang, I wish I would have just been nah, I don't want to do that, or I don't want to do that, or whatever it was. And so if I can go back and tell my kids to do something, I'd say just be yourself, as in learn who you want to be. Take that time to continue that route, and don't go off a way you don't really want to. If you say I don't want to do that, I don't do it. I don't want to do that, and be you're a punk, you're a pussy. So you're let me just try it once, and then you jump in and on it, and then now you're doing it once a week, once a month, boom, 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 and that's how the story goes. And that's how I ended up. I ended up by myself at the end now, and I'm like, where are all my friends that I was around in high school? I fell off the deep end, and don't talk to anybody. But I'm more mentally healthy than I've ever been growing up. And I thought I was doing good then. I thought I had friends. I thought I was talking to people. I thought I was doing good, and I wasn't doing good at all. Now I look it back and I'm like, damn, I was lost in life just by living. And I was even going back to where I was going to. I just want to like show my kids that if you start somewhere and you continue doing it, you can be great at it. Like even if it's, I don't know, building cars. If you go from when you're a little kid and you start building little you're good at science, let's say you start building those little cars that they make you learn about friction. You're going down hills, so you learn about building little cars from when you're a little kid, and you're like, oh, I really like that. So you keep doing that, and now you're starting to learn how to put the wheels together, and then you learn about a transmission, and then you get into middle school, start learning about other little things. You get into high school, so now you start learning how to really build it, and then if you go down that road, and that's the road you go down. Now you become a mechanic, and that's what you like and you do. And you've always done it since you were a little kid because that's what you liked. That's what you do, I mean, instead of like, oh, I like cars, but my mom likes basketball, so I'm gonna play basketball because that's what she likes, but I like this, but that's what she likes, and it's because other people like that too, and that's what other people like. Like that doesn't have anything to do with it, I don't want to be the parent that says like, hey, do that, man, I like that, and so that he does it because he thinks I'm gonna like him doing it. I just think it's just scary, I don't want to get lost in that perspective because then you end up as I don't know, you end up as a statistic, and I don't want my kids to be statistics. Like right now, I think the rate of divorce is like, I think it's like 90% or 80%, 90% or something like that. Only 10% of marriages last. That's wild. Can you imagine that? And this is not a fact check, so don't get me on that. 10%. It's like saying out of 100 people, 10 people stayed married. Confidence, huh? That's, I mean, and then they have shows like, I just started watching this show, Love Is Blind. They have shows like that, so where they ask each other to get married before they even see each other, but they can hear themselves. They can hear each other. They're like in two separate rooms and they talk to each other. They're just playing with the numbers. Why? Because we're down so low to the last 10%. Doesn't even matter. Nobody's even doing it. It doesn't even matter because it's just a joke now. That's crazy. And when I had my kids, I didn't think that way. But now I have my kids, and I've gone through bullshit with my girlfriend, ups and downs, and almost breaking up, and to the point to where you're like, oh my God, what are we doing? Where are we at? What do you want? What do we want for our kids? What do we want for ourselves? Where do we want to end up? Look at where our parents had ended up. Look at where, who they are. And so that's where we go off of. And so you can give up. I mean, that's just, it is what it is. Every relationship, stuff happens. Every relationship, things are going to go up and down, and money and regular issues, just regular life issues. And whether you have the most money in the world, it's still going to happen. And I recognize that because you can have the most money and still be mad at each other. You can have the least amount of money and still be mad at each other. So it makes no difference. What matters is communication and actually getting that off your chest of whatever is being done or said or what's on your mind. And once you get that past that wall of awkwardness or like of tension, then you're like, everything has always been okay. I just had to get that off my chest. And so I just see that as I speak to other elders who've gone through divorce and judgments and misjudgments, because I misjudge other people and I think I misjudge a lot of the time. And I listen to what people have done and I see what I've done, and I learn off of it. And so sometimes you do the wrong things or say the wrong things, and you're like, shouldn't have said that to her, and maybe she'll take it good. Maybe she'll take it better next time. Maybe not she'll take it. Maybe next time I'll take it better what she said, so I won't come off defensive. Just figuring it out. But I don't even know where I started with this. You know what? It doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, basically people are shitty people, and I don't want to be a shitty person. That's all I'm trying to say. I've been a shitty person in the past, and I'm just figuring it out now, and I'm just doing it for my kids because they need somebody. I really feel like kids nowadays need somebody to give them the real, the real shit, man. You need to be told what it is. And I think bullying is going to be something that goes on in my kid's life. I think it's going on in my nephew's life, and it hurts me. And I wish I was there to be the one to be like, hey, fool, what's up? What's going on? You know, who did that? What happened? All right, that's why I wanted to be there to be like, yeah, when they hit you, I want to tell them when they hit you, you hit them back, bop them back. You know, boy, girl, you five, you I don't know, you're 8 years old, 7, 8 years old. Little girls take advantage of little boys because they know that they can hit them, pop, kick them in the shin. Remember that when your little kid get kicked in the shin? Ah, ah. You end up all pissed off for the rest of the day at Jessica. Ooh, Jessica, I hate you. Ooh, you look over at her, he's blood boiling. And you never did nothing about it, so now you just had to hate Jessica forever. But what Jessica doesn't know is you never. Nah, I'm just playing. Nah, just I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to say to kick Jessica back when she kicks you, cause she's a girl. But nowadays everybody's equal. I don't know. When you're a little kid like that, you just gotta figure it out. And so bullying, whether it's a boy or a girl, and that didn't even happen with my nephew. I'm just speaking at a situation. With my nephew, something happened to him, and I just was like, man, I wish I was there to tell him, you know, like what's going on. You know, talk to me, and because your parents have a different perspective than your uncle or something like that, because they don't have. They want you to be. They want to teach you what they want to teach you. You know, and so you want to teach them one way because that's the way you want them to be. Like, hey, I don't want my nephew getting his ass kicked. You know, so I'm gonna teach my nephew how to kick some ass. You know, so when some of that happens, that fool can handle himself. And his mom, my sister, ain't the same way. You know, she's like, no, you tell a teacher, tell it after once or twice. After he does it after the second time, okay, or the third time, then you have to do it. I'm like, nah, man, like, because then what if the teacher doesn't do anything, and now you're getting in trouble because you hit him back after he did that. Like, who gets caught? It's always the second one that gets caught. It's not the first one. It's the one who hits him and the one who hits you back. They're the one who gets in trouble. And so I just basically just trying to figure that out off of my sister. I'm learning that through my sister, like, cause they're going through it, and I'm just trying to understand, like, what would I do? What would Nick do as a parent, or what would Nick do as a kid? Or when I was 8 years old, what was I thinking? You know, fight or flight. Do I want to punch him back, or do I want to bundle up? You know, and I'd rather have my son to be to the point to where he gets so mad that he was just like kicking everybody's ass, rather than him be so mad to where he's bundled up in the corner crying. Because then now they know that it's okay to do that to him because he can do that. He's not going to react. He's going to react in that way. And now they can make fun of him or however they're going to do it. But if he reacts in that way and like, I'm going to kick I'll fucking kill you. Oh, you know, you know, it goes off in that way, then they won't mess with him anymore. Then they know, like, oh shit, remember that one time that Nick did that? You know, like, oh, okay, yeah, don't do that again. You know, we don't want to see that side of him. So that's what, but is either one of them okay? You know, like, it is. It has to be, you know, so, but then you get that one even kid that's just like, nah, man, I'm good. I don't want to. And I feel like that's my nephew. He's gravy. And he's just, maybe that's who he is. And I don't know. I'm a little more aggressive. I would say aggro, and I said aggressive. I'm a little more aggressive, and so when I see these sort of things, I'm just like, hit him back, kick his ass. I'll be there today. You know, my sister's like, call the cops. I'm like, oh shit, you been whitewashed, girl. Emily, you done been whitewashed, baby. It's okay, because you know, it's okay. It's okay. It's just fun to be able to evaluate things that I don't have to deal with and to try to work off of them. Like, nah, that ain't me. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. If I have a business, I'm going to pay my people good. I'm going to just say that. I'm going to pay everybody. Everybody going to eat. And if I do have a business as in barbering, Everybody is gonna be their own business owner. I do want to get paid because everybody wants to get paid, but not to the point to where I'm screwing anybody or anybody's screwing me. I want everybody to make theirs and make ends meet. Because at the end of the day, that's what everybody wants to do, is to be able to go in and be like, it's not work. Everybody says that, right? But whenever like when you realize that, when you get a job such as like barbering or something, that you are your own boss. You can choose the days you go in. You can make your schedule. You set your routine and your daily. You kind of like you set the agenda. You know what I mean. You lay out the law for when you want to go in, and that's how you make your money. When you see that that's the way it's done, and you're like, the whole time they just trying to get you on your time because they don't want to be working. So the owner, you're never gonna find the owner there. The person who owns the business, they're not gonna be there unless they love their business. If they love their business, they're gonna be there, and you're gonna tell because of the way the business is run. But if they don't, you're gonna tell because of the way the business is run, and you're gonna have such as employees as everybody's miserable because of those reasons. That's why when you go to places, everybody's miserable because nobody's making money, nobody's happy. Everybody's just there because they have to be. But that's not what I want in my business. And I guarantee you one day I'm gonna have business. And that's the reason why I have these conversations. It's the reason why I have these opinions. It's the reason why I go through these thoughts and have to lay them out on the line. Because when it comes down to it, I've said this and I told you so. You know what I mean? Because good businesses like Costco, they pay their people. You know? Things like that change people's lives. You know, it changes people's lives. It changes the way people think when you go into a good company. You start making money. Start recognizing the way that life should be, you know? I just went off. I just went on a little rant. This has been a longer one. And I enjoyed it. Got my kids asleep. Been talking to a bunch of people, just old friends, about random stories, about who I'm going to end up talking to whenever I do get to the point to where we can have the phone calls coming through. Hold up. Yeah, I've been talking to quite a bit of people. Today I talked to Marco, talking to Adonis, Cody. I got a bunch of people that I've been talking to, thinking about getting Eddie, Luis, Lalo. There's so many people that I've been talking to just to see about. I got stories with these people, and crazy stories, dumb, funny, old, from Weslaco, from Mission, from just all over, just to the point to where I'd love to get these stories laid out and be like, hey man, because I don't remember a lot of them. I was on drugs. So if I can go back and be like, hey man, what happened to this and what happened to that and all those things, I'd love that. I'd love to get these things on recording. I got some too, but sometimes you can't put them out, man. You hear a story or two, you be like, nah, I ain't gonna put that one out. Hey, remember when? Hey, fool, shut up. But for real, man, some people got some funny stories, memories that we have doing dumb things together. And so I want to get those out there. So for sure, I'm going to get some more phone calls, some more interviews. Maybe we won't see them on video, but you get their voice. And if you know who they are, you know who they are. And if you don't, you don't. But that's basically what this is. This is basically just intel for me to go back. I just want to wrap this up already. This is basically just intel for me to go back and look at. It's not even what's going on. It's just getting my opinion out there. Getting my opinion off my chest. Getting what I think I want to talk about and talk about it. And that's all that matters. And I'm young. And so I can always go back and put this private to where nobody can see it. So it doesn't matter what I say. It matters to me because I care about myself. Lordy, Lordy, Lord. Preach, baby. But at the end of the day, it don't matter what y'all think, because you can go and reevaluate your own life for yourselves, because I can do that to myself. And this is what this is. My sons can be like, that was who my dad was. He was fucking dumb. Or he was cool, or he was crazy, or whatever. And just know that I love you, baby. All right. I'm out.
Lot to handle. I know. But I appreciate you watching. Subscribe, like, and tell your friends about it. See you next time.